I had this beautiful retreat with Mooji once. We shared a moment where I looked at him and he looked me in the eyes, and there was this energy transference, and it was like I saw these childhood memories of his. It seemed as that I felt a big part of his energy and he felt some of mine, and it really opened my heart. And after I felt a lot of love. And afterwards we were actually looking at each other as he was walking away in a big crowd. It was really special. So Mooji is very special to me. Hi, my name is Kees, and in this video I'll be commenting on one of my favorite Mooji videos, which I've listened to I think 40, 50 times back when I just had my awakening in, I think it's 2015 or 16, I could be wrong. So yeah, here we go. I think it's a beautiful video. And I'm curious what I think about it now, because I haven't watched it in 8 years. Here we go.
Espíritu de Dios, llena
I remember the music.
mi vida, llena mi alma.
If there's a lion in you, but you're living as a mouse, then I'm going to tell you, roar and be the lion.
That's already something which can bring me to tears. Let's just listen to it again.
If there's a lion in you, but you're living as a mouse, then I'm going to tell you, roar and be the lion.
Right, so if there's a lion in you, but you're living like a mouse, then roar and be the lion. Really, it's that simple. If you feel that you're this bigger consciousness, if you feel that you're this bigger person than who you're projecting yourself to be, right? The core of what is limiting us is often our idea that we are limited in some way. And that could be really painful, but it's also your responsibility, Source's responsibility, to really roar and be the lion and play the role you're meant to play. Damn, this is beautiful.
I'll tell you which parts of the bush to go and live. So I'm going to tell you have to roar and be the lion you are. I'm not going to tell you to go on and look for cheese. I'm going to tell you to roar and be the lion that you are. Wherever that's going to
Stop looking for cheese.
be, whose doorstep you're going to turn upon, that's not my concern. I think life is big enough to take all our mistakes, all our adventures, all our open heart, everything is big enough. You can't outlarge life.
It's really hitting me. Life is the purpose, right? There's nothing bigger than life. There's nothing in life, right? That's the problem. It's just life itself is so big, it's so beautiful that life can handle everything that's happening within it. That sounds metaphysical, but it's just true.
Whatever you do, somehow, if it comes from your heart and life takes care of it. If it comes from your mind, your heart and life take care of it.
There's nothing wrong with the mind, of course. So just saying that, but this general sense, this feeling that we have that we need to interfere with life, that life is somehow a problem to be solved, because we compare our lives to others, because we've been conditioned in a way that we're not good enough, that we should be better, especially in Western societies. That's really big. It's just not true. We are life, right? Life can hold whatever is happening right now. Life can hold. Meaning, you don't mind the thought, you don't mind the feeling. We tend to micromanage ourselves so badly. We don't need to be the manager of our life, because we are life. So this damn thought, this circumstance, this thing that's happening, this energy, this awakening, you just be with that. Don't force yourself to change. Nothing needs to change. It can change. It wants to change, because life is always changing. You don't need to force it. You are already free if you stop holding and limiting yourself. Now,
You're going to help you on your way to come to a better understanding, to grow up. Some people just not growing up. You're just growing old, but not growing up. And just doing the same thing, putting your life on somebody else's lap all the time and so on. but it's not really a true surrender. It's just a weakness. Surrender is not a weakness. Surrender is a strength. It takes a tremendous strength for someone to really surrender their life to God. It's a tremendous...
So he said, don't put it on somebody else's lap, right? Including his. Don't put it on his lap. Don't put it on my lap. Don't put it on some teacher's lap. It's about the letting go or the surrender to the infinite, to the divine, to that which you are truly. And with that, you start to merge with it.
Something like, most people are too afraid to surrender. They belong too much to themselves to surrender. So they conceive that, a surrender is a weak thing. But surrendering, somehow offering your life up to the supreme, to the cosmic unfolding, that in a way is a tremendous to reach.
It's a merger with life itself, right? Because if there's no more you, then there's just source. There's just everything. There's just this. There's just nothing. There's just impermanence. And that's so much for people that they hold on to something. Inner world, outer world, an idea, a teacher, a practice. And it's understandable. I did it for years. But you work yourself up by letting go of more and more. Actually realizing you're getting freer with the second. Every second you're surrendering, you're becoming more peaceful and more free.
People take many years, approaching full surrender in their life. But I don't want to shrink down to some little thing and apologizing, oh, I made a mistake. I don't make no mistake, I tell you. If you're a lion, don't be going around going, man. And I say, well, no, I don't know you. I don't know where you come from, what tribe you are. If you come here a lion, you have to roar here. But there's not a roar of arrogance or stupidness. It's like to open your heart up to life. It's too many people living untrue to themselves. Like this, I say. But when something comes from the truth, it never becomes a burden for other people. Not really. Of course, you have to discern that if you make a step in your life for freedom, maybe your family may not agree with you. Maybe some people close to you may not agree with you. You cannot take responsibility for how they feel about you like that. But you can play your role in a good way. You can say to them...
But that's their responsibility, right? What they think about your awakening or your spiritual ideas or efforts or whatever. That's their idea. That's their life. That's their business. Right? You have Byron Katie talks about my business, your business, and God's business. Right? So don't make your business my business. Meaning... let's say your family, you don't need them to approve your whole spiritual journey or something like that. Because they won't understand probably if they're not into this too.
Really, I really have to do this. I love you with all my heart. But for the moment, I can't listen to what you say because what you say is too small for me. It's just too tight. I cannot continue a tradition of entrapment. I have to step out. So please forgive me. In your heart if you feel I'm doing something wrong. But my heart is ablaze with this fire and I have to follow it. You speak to them, then they must catch up in their own life. What the hell did she mean by that? Leave them with something to figure out. But don't just disappear next minute. Where is she? She's in Venus. What? No, you can say to your family, like, I just have to do this. And I'll write to you once in a while or something, if this is your thing. But I'm not advocating a life. Look, this is Mooji's way. No, my way is your way. Go with your heart's way. That's my way too. You see, I'm glad I'm not really living in America where I could be sued for these things, because I have to speak my mind and say like this. Some people, they make some moves and it's the wrong move. But in the big picture, it's okay. The big picture can handle your wrong moves. Because you know what?
The big picture can handle your wrong moves, meaning life can handle your wrong moves. It's fine. If a crime happens, then the policeman will catch you, the judge will sentence you, and the prison guard will guard you there. But it's still what's happening, right? That doesn't mean things don't have consequences. It only means that things happen anyway. It's not that we shouldn't watch ourselves. That's why morality is a big part of Buddhism, because that's where morality at some point comes in. So that you don't want to bring suffering to other people, even though you're this free. Even though you understand that you're free. Even though you understand other people are also free.
Nobody make all right moves. Make some wrong moves. And some people make some wrong moves, not intending them to be right moves. And they come out right in the end because they have a good spanking from life. but you come out sort of like a bit more with a bit more stamina, a bit more guts or something like that. Walk your path. Don't disrespect other beings. Show love to your family as much as you can, but walk your truth. Walk your truth. This is what I would say. Suppose you give up your job and then you can't get another job and you're looking, I can't get another job. That's your problem. I said, don't crucify yourself about it. Something, the universe allowed it. The universe allowed it because if you're not meant to do it somehow, you will not do it. You'll try and then last minute somebody come and something will change your mind. If you do it, it's because somehow on some level it's right.
Let's say right in the form as it's meant to be, where you learn. Let's say, for example, you have a traumatic experience which helps you guide other people through the trauma they've been through. Often there is a bigger plan in things, but it's sometimes hard to spot, to be honest. Sometimes it's just rough, but then that often can lead people to big insights or big surrender. And I've had quite some big shifts in moments of my life where I surrender. Actually, both my first awakening and my non-dual awakening happened through letting go in a quite intense situation or part of my life where I let go and I surrender. And actually that brings in this deeper realization.
It's only don't start going around now complaining and vexing yourself about it. What I find sometimes is that behind some of these apparently naive expressions is sometimes a very manipulative energy. That the people who try to manipulate their way into situations and people and try to get you through guilt. That, yeah, but you said, and but like you become their reason why their life is like this. I said, no, thank you. No, thank you. I won't accept that. Go find your life.
And you're responsible, right? It's not really that a teacher or a coach or somebody else is responsible for your life, right? So don't outsource responsibility, even though responsibility, right, can be dissected as well, just like who's having responsibility, etc. Let's say there's a part where you can't blame others for what you're doing. That's part of the responsibility of being a lion.
But don't be a scrounger. Truth will never turn you into a scrounger. You understand what scrounging is? Scrounging is going around kind of like, being a bit clever to try and get something. And truth would never turn you this. It's your own bent and twisted mind does that. You may feel that maybe that's what I'm going to have to do. But on the way to doing that, somebody will put an apple in your hand. So, oh my God, it is. And it will guide you to a safer way to show you, listen, the Lord's light is with you. Saying, look, don't go there, darling. I'm with you. Then you must listen to that. But sometimes you still listen to your mind and go, no, I've got to try. And you start to go out. And
so he's talking about listening to deeper guidance, right? Like intuition, which is, let's say, the first or primal layer of a sense of, without any emotion, a sense of this is right. This is how my life wants to evolve. This is where I'm heading. And even that you don't want to hold on to or make true or make into a sort of God for yourself, right? Even that you want to let go. But intuition is a deeper layer than just your rational thoughts about something or what you might feel. You might feel that this is right, on a deeper layer, but then be scared as well. Often with new steps, that's the case. When I make videos or started a business or do coaching, at the beginning was really scary. Not super scary as in I'm really afraid that something's going to happen, but more feels very much out of your comfort zone to do things like that, right? But then over time you start to see, it felt right at the beginning, but you also notice it feels right when I do it. So sometimes your emotions give, some different insights than your intuition.
do other things. And it allows you to do this also. That consciousness will play like that also. But all the time it giving little clues. Why doesn't it do the whole thing? It's not good that life does the whole thing. Give you a little clue. get you a little bit sort of feeling the taste of it, to develop a sensitivity, an intuitiveness, how to walk the path of righteousness. Just somehow do it for me. No, you don't deserve anything done for you like this. Find a little bit like that and follow your way.
Yes, results don't show up magically. Usually it's a process to learn to do the right things, right? People that win the lottery, they end up losing that same money in almost a year. So if you really want to make money, you shouldn't want to win the lottery. You should learn how to build wealth over time, for example. And same with spirituality. Everybody can have a great day, right? Or have maybe one glimpse or something like that. But if you really, really want freedom, then that's something you build day by day.
You remember these years in India, over there now, Vishnu, he's closed his eyes now, but his story is a very good one. Yes, you remember this time. After one time we were watching Papaji Satsang, at the end of Papaji Satsang, a lot of people, SP guest house, were sitting around after that. And a woman came and presented me with a big bunch of grapes. So I started giving the grapes out to people around. We giving the grapes out. And he was about the same distance, almost a bit. Maybe we were Sataways at the moment from me. And there's a lot of people in between. And he says, could you throw to me? I'm here now. Could you throw me a grape? I'll catch it in my mouth. Throw it in my mouth. He said like this. I said, yeah? He said, yeah, look, I'll do my mouth and you throw it in my mouth. So I took first one and I did throw it. And he didn't move. It landed on his shoulder. I said, hey, what's this? You know, I'm not a darts player. He said, no, do another one. Throw again. Ping. Like that. It doesn't move. I said, but listen, you have to put a little bit, huh? He said, no, throw it in my mouth. Over the head. Then Nataraj jump in, says, throw. And I throw one. And he said, like this, you have to do it. The life will throw you the grape. It's not going to throw it exactly in your mouth. And also I said one time, no, that God gives you bread. Don't ask for toast. Make it yourself. Isn't it? We have to. It's something that...
I also really love the saying, God can only do to you what he can do through you. Meaning, you're meant to do it yourself. Let your body, your mind, your spirit be the instrument which source plays, right? And that's what happens if we let go, if we surrender. And we naturally, and with a tremendous grace and power, play our natural part in life.
You have to find it's a relationship. And in that relationship, you're developing your sensitivity, your intuitiveness, your listening power, using all your senses to work more sensitively, more intuitively. And like this, you come fully into the ways of a sage is born out of like that. They're going to come as a parcel, but a little bit. And this voice is in life everywhere. You could go in the desert. It will speak to you if you're open. I'm in the desert. What am I going to do? I'm going to die. So rather than going around going, oh, I'm going to die. You just say, what am I going to do? So you have to be there. And you open, you say, God, guide me. And you start to move a bit. Meet a man around the corner. Hey, what are you doing? And I don't speak this. You don't speak? I know somebody speak. What language? Are you from England? English? Oh, some English person. And you find your life is being made up. You turn the page as you go. The voice is everywhere.
That's beautiful. You're turning the page as we go, right? That's what we're all doing. Is often some of our fears are only realistic if we know it's going to end bad, right? If we know it's going to end good, then there's not so much excitement in the current moment. It doesn't have the same juice. So we keep life juicy by life keeping us guessing sometimes, right? You don't want to get your goals every time you have a new goal or desire. You don't want to have it instantly fulfilled unless you have a new one ready, right? So it's the journey, which is way more important.
It is everywhere. Sometimes you think it cannot be here. But it doesn't have to be human. It's said in the ancient books, the prophet Elijah was living in the wilderness. Nobody there was hungry. The birds, the ravens came and brought him unleavened bread. The ravens came and brought food to him, and he ate it. People think, and these are just kind of stories. It's not, they're true. I'm saying that walk in the truth. as much as a light is put on your path, and light will be on your path. Doesn't matter where you are. Light will be put on your path. You go to India, everybody's virtually everybody's poor, and you have lost your way. Somebody's going to come help you. Some people walking in their destiny, you're walking in yours.
Right. That's also something we can do is we project other people to be like us potentially. That's not true. So we have our own journey. So it's not going to be like somebody else's because we're in a different time, in a different body, in a different environment. So every journey is unique, and yours too. So if you want to talk about your journey and how to progress or how to deal with an obstacle you're facing in your spiritual practice or in general in your awakening journey, then you can schedule a call below and you can click and just schedule a call in my calendar. And I would love to talk to you about your journey and how I could help you in both stabilizing but also deepening your own beautiful awakening journey.
Of course, at first, it feels very scary. Before you take the first step, it might feel very scary. You feel completely without your tools. See, I'm in a place nobody knows me. I don't have a phone. I have nothing at all. But I got my legs. You can move. You never know. Only then you'll notice, actually. What is still here now with you now, but sometimes we don't notice it. But when you are stripped down and you have the sense of need and you can feel the cold wind of uncertainty, then your pores open up and you begin to sense life in a way that you wouldn't do it when you got fat pocket. When you don't have fat pocket, your ears open up, your pores open up, you feel life in it. But you look at people on the street who look very desolate and stuff, and you think, oh, that's going to happen to me. But that's not your destiny. You don't know what's going on with them. They have to walk this path. You don't know what your path will be looking like. But if you trust in that, you'll be okay.
Trust in your own journey, right? Trust in life. Beautiful. Thanks, Mooji. By the way, if you're looking to stabilize your journey and you're looking for some advice, I have a free guide for you called Stabilizing Awakening. And it helps you stabilize this if it feels unstable, if your awakening journey feels unstable right now. So definitely check that out. And thank you so much for watching this video. Much love to you. Bye.
Lléname con tu presencia, lléname con tu poder, lléname, lléname, Espíritu de Dios, Espíritu de Dios.